Okay, so there are some seats in the front. Can you all come in? Some of you can come in the front. Yeah, yeah, you can come in the front. There are some seats in the front. I need one person to operate the laptop. Can someone help me there to click? Can someone help me click the laptop button? Okay, guys, this is not supposed to be a serious session. I can see all serious faces. I don't know what's going on there. What you're thinking, I don't know. I thought I'll just share what we know about Sankranti as a festival. We have been celebrating it for what? How many years? I think as old as we are, right? As old as we are, we've been celebrating. So anyone wants to say 2 words about Sankranti? Just come here, take the mic, and tell what you think is Sankranti, or what you like in Sankranti. Come on, be active. Anybody? Come here, come here. Just 2 words, 2 words. What do you think is Sankranti? And is there any history behind it? Is there any science behind it? Why we do what we do? Feel free.
సూర్యుడు అన్ని రాసుల్లో నుంచి ఒక రాశి నుంచి ఒక రాశికి మారుకుంటూ వచ్చి
Go back.
ఈ ఈ సంక్రాంతి టైంలో మకర రాశిలోకి ప్రవేశిస్తాడు. దాన్ని మకర సంక్రాంతిగా మనం జరుపుకుంటాము.
Go back, not front. Sorry.
సో ఇక్కడి నుంచి మీకు ఏంటంటే ఉత్తరాయణం దక్షిణాయనం ఇవన్నీ కూడా మారుతూ ఉంటాయి. ఇప్పటి వరకు సూర్యుడు దక్షిణానికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత అది అక్కడి నుంచి మళ్ళీ ఉత్తరాయణానికి మారుతాడు. మళ్ళీ మొదల కాలం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇది సైన్స్ రూపంలో ఏంటంటే భూమి సూర్యుని చుట్టూ తిరుగుతుంది కాబట్టి ఇప్పటి నుంచి ఇటు సైడ్ తిరిగిందంతా కూడా మళ్ళీ ఇటు సైడ్ నుంచి ఇటు సైడ్కి వేవ్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో అలా కూడా సైన్స్ ప్రకారంగా కూడా ఈ టైంని సెంటర్గా చేసి మన మకర సంక్రాంతిగా మనం జరుపుకుంటూ ఉంటాం. ఇది నాకు తెలిసినంత వరకు.
Yes. Thank you. Anybody else? Anything comes to your mind? Sankranti and enti. What is the meaning of Sankranti? I'll tell you, when I visited US, when I worked in US, one American came and asked me this question, that why are you celebrating this festival, whatever it is? And I had no answer, right? It was a very embarrassing situation for me. I had some answer. We fly kites, right? That was the best answer I had. Or I said, the sun going to the north, very less number of people know. How many here know that sun goes to the north today? If you are not lifting your hand, I don't know, but going by what you are lifting, I think 5% of the people know here, sun goes to the north, right? So folks, I know this may not be a work-related topic, but it's about who we are. If you don't respect who we are, what our culture is, why we follow what we follow, even others will not respect us. How many agree with this? Yeah? It should not be like a blind belief system. We should have something to say. Why we celebrate Deepavali? Right? For any religion, why we celebrate Christmas, why we celebrate Ramadan, why we celebrate Sankranti, why we celebrate Ugadi, there has to be something behind it. And the beauty is, there is a history and there is a science also. So you will learn both of those. So I thought I'll quickly make something. This today morning I thought I'll make a small PowerPoint instead of just barely speaking there, right? So please feel free to talk in between, put forward your thoughts, because I am not an expert in this. I thought I'd just put something so that we all learn something today. In fact, I wanted to start the tradition that any festival that comes along our way, we will learn something about it. Is that a good idea? Yeah, 15-20 minutes, so that tomorrow your child will ask, Nana, why are we celebrating? We'll have something to say. Instead of saying, Chal, almost go. That's not the best answer, right? Move on karo. Chalo, click. So I'll just chant few prayers before I go forward, because this knowledge is spiritual and I have to take permission. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chachurumritamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yeah. So we'll discuss on 5 things. Click. So today we'll discuss on 5 things: historical events and science behind Sankranti. Don't worry, it's not like a corporate presentation. So I just put forward 5 points. I click one. Yeah, first thing we'll discuss is Uttarayana shift to the sun, passing away of Bhishma. All this happened on this day of Sankranti. Next, descent of Mother Ganga happened on this day of Sankranti. Next, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas. Some of you might not know this, but I'll give you a little glimpse to it. Next, yeah, some special events that happen on, as traditionally that happen on Sankranti. Yeah, is that a good thing? Each one will spend 2 to 3 minutes. Maybe one of them might go a little longer.
Bhishma is in
Yeah, today. Yeah.
the
Same. Yeah. Click. Now, as you can see, there is a sun disk, and there are 4 places the sun changes its way. One is called vernal, winter, autumnal, and summer. Right? So we are somewhere here. This is the point. Now, let me ask a basic question. Is the earth revolving around the sun or sun revolving around the earth? It's both. It's both. It's not just one. We think that, whole planetary system is like this and sun is, earth is revolving. No, it's not like that. Everything is revolving. The whole thing is, even sun is revolving. There is a sun disk. There are 7 horses in front of the sun. And all the 7 horses are pulling the sun planet. And the king of the sun planet is called Vivaswan. Is the name right now. When the job rotation changes, another new person will come. What is your name? Huh? Ramarao. Maybe Ramarao will be the next son. Right? So it's a job rotation. It's not like one person at that place. A lot of people think sun god means it's a name. No, it's not a name, it's a position. Like purchase manager is a position, accounts manager is a position, project manager is a position. And in that project manager, there is somebody. So right now, the person who is occupying the place of sun, his name is Vivaswan. Okay? So he travels around, and at certain times of the year, it keeps going up and going down. When it goes up, it's almost the end of winter and the start of summer. The summer season the glimpses will start, right? You can click. So Sankranti is not just one. If you can see, there is a Mesha Sankranti, Makara Sankranti, Tula Sankranti, Karkak Sankranti. So there are 4 Sankrantis actually. We celebrate only one. Because this is the time the harvest starts, right? So this is most important. Like all the farmers, they put the seeds right now. Why? Because the sun rays are very powerful. Now they'll immediately sprout. If you put it 1 month before, they may or may not sprout. Are you all following? Am I audible to the back?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, are we going very fast? Or anyone wants to add anything? Is it interesting? I'm trying to make it. Anyway, let's go. So we name it with different names, right? Pongal, and we name it in Punjab as Lohri, right? And in different parts of India, there are different names for it. Tamilians call it Pongal, like that. Okay? And this is the day that is going to come now, one day before Sankranti, or rather the day of Sankranti is the shortest day of the year. Meaning the time sun is going to spend outside, visible to all of us, the shortest. After this, the sun duration will increase, right? As we go into the summer, all the way, the sun duration will increase. So this is about the Uttarayana shift. Now, Uttarayana is also mentioned in many scriptures. There is a lot of significance for the Uttarayana. For the people who have some spiritual training, you'll understand this. Click. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks 4 verses exclusively about Uttarayana. We'll not get into the Sanskrit and just the translation. Click. So 24, 25, 26, 27. 4 verses in each chapter. So he says, please hear attentively. In 24 he says, those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery God, in the light, at the auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels to the north. So the yogis who do a lot of meditation and they try to bring the Kundalini to the head, when they want to choose where they want to go after they die. I don't know how many of you know, but there is a clear process to choose where you want to go after you die. A lot of people die without knowing this, so somebody else chooses for them, but you can also make that choice. So yogis do that. So here Lord Krishna is saying that in this first 6 months of the north, when the sun is traveling to the north, when somebody chooses, he goes to the higher planets. Click. Then he says, the mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, and the 6 months when the sun is passing to the south, reaches the moon planet but comes back. So where you go after in the south, when it is traveling to the south, you go to the moon planet. Now we think that moon is moon, whatever it is, but moon is a heavenly planet. We can't see what is there. We don't have the eyes to see what is there. But there is it's a big heavenly planet. And it's told the people who die or leave their body, yogis, I'm not talking about ordinary people, yogis, right? They will go there and they'll come back. They'll come back, right? And the people who go during the Uttarayana time, they don't come back. They go back to Vaikuntha Lokas. Again, I'm not talking about ordinary people. Not like, I'm working in some IT company and I die during February and I'll go to Vaikuntha. No, it doesn't work like that. There is a whole different reason there. Yeah, next. Okay. Now here he says, although the devotees know the two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered before, therefore, we always fix in devotion. So people who are in bhakti path, people who are following the order of God, or they understand what God has spoken, they don't have to worry about whether it is 6 months or 6 months. They'll anyway go back to God. As simple as that. Like, because they're asking for it, they go there. Okay. So here is a beautiful verse. I would love to recite it, but in the interest of time, a person who accepts the path of devotional service, meaning one who becomes a devotee. Devotee means what? Can anybody tell who is a devotee?
Surrender.
What does it mean to be a devotee?
To surrender yourself.
To surrender yourself, yes. Any other thought? Okay, I'll tell you one funny incident that happened. I was giving a talk in BITS Pilani. Somebody called me there and I was giving a talk. Auditorium was filled with 400 students. And because I also give spiritual discourses, I forgot that I am in BITS Pilani. I was in my rhythm, I was going on. At one point I told, if you're not a devotee, you're a demon. Now that's a very strong statement because there is so many atheistic people also sitting there who don't believe either. So I oh my God, what did I say? Now how am I going to take it back? I won't take it back. And the whole 400 student room became like numb. And I was waiting for that one revolutionary person who's going to get up and ask, how can you say such a thing? Right? Somebody is going to comment on that. I was worrying who, and like expected, one student got up. And I'm sure 200 students were backing him. That you better ask this fellow, how can he say, if you're not a devotee, you're a demon, right? It's a very negative statement. A lot of people think like that. Then I wanted to answer, but I didn't know the answer. So I just meditated on my own Lord Krishna, saying that you made me say it, you better tell the answer also. So before telling the answer, I picked up the bottle and I started drinking some water. Can anyone guess why I was drinking water? I wanted to buy time. Because I didn't know the answer, right? So anyway, so what the answer that came to me was very simple. How many of you here love your mother? How many of you here love your father? Can I say you are devoted to your mother? Can I say you're devoted to your father? Meaning you follow what they say and you care for them, that means devotion, isn't it? And if you don't do that to your mother, what are you? A demon, right? Somebody who harms parents is a demon. I just told this, then I again drank water. So the remaining few set of students started clapping, so I saved my life. Anyway, so the point is, here Lord Krishna is saying that a person who accepts devotional service is not bereft from the results of studying the Vedas. Long story short, Vedas are for people who want to live in this world. Vedas are for people who want to live in this world. They want to manipulate. I do this, good will happen. I do this, bad will happen. So I better wear this ungram. I better put this stone. I better do this, do that calculations, because they want to enjoy this world. Vedas are for them. But for the people who want to go out of this world through devotion, they don't need to worry about all this. Are you understanding? They only have to worship the Lord and they go back. So Lord Krishna is saying Uttarayana or Sankranti day is significant for the devotees also, but not from the Uttarayana perspective. Anybody who leaves, if he is a devotee, he'll anyway go back. Any questions at this point? I know it's a little spiritual topic, but hold on with me. Go to the next one. So one reason of Sankranti is Uttarayana. Second reason is what? Passing of Bhishma. Click. Now this beautiful verse in Bhagavatam, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 3rd chapter, 20th and 21st, it talks about Mahajanas. It says, I'll read the verse, you can see, Swayambhuvi, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara. Kumara means 4 Kumara of Brahma, like that. So it says, there are a set of people they are called as Mahajans. There are a set of people called Mahajans. Mahajans means the most worshipable people on the planet. Why? Mahajans are the people who understand the plan of God. See, understanding God itself is so difficult. Understanding what He's planning is impossible. So, such kind of people include Prahalad. How many know Prahalad? Lord Shiva? You don't know? Okay. And Bali Maharaj, yes, 4 Kumaras of Brahma, yes, like that. Janaka Maharaj, the father of Mother Sita, right? Similarly, there is this personality called Bhishma. And Yamaraj, obviously many of you have heard Yamaraj. He also is a Mahajan. So these all people know the plan of God. Now Bhishma, a lot of people get uncomfortable when they hear this verse saying, how can Bhishma be a Mahajan? Because Bhishma is a very controversial character in Mahabharata. How many feel is controversial? Right? When Draupadi was being disrobed, he didn't do anything. How can be a Mahajan? Right? When Pandavas were being abused, their mother was attempted to be killed in Varnavrat and Lakshagra, and Pandava's kingdom was snatched away. He didn't say anything. I mean, of course, he told something, but he didn't act like a great warrior. So, how can he be a Mahajan? Does anyone have this question here? If you don't, I will not discuss. Nobody has a question? Or you already know the answer? Guys, react to one.
He's my favorite idol, so I know him.
Yeah. Why do you think Bhishma did not react? And he is being called a Mahajan here. He is being compared to Shiva. He is being compared to Prahlad. He is being compared to 4 Kumaras, Bali Maharaj. Why did Bhishma not react? Anybody?
His only responsibility is to serve Kauravas, the throne that is descending, not Pandavas, because hierarchy is different.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons. Right? I'll say, see, always remember, in Puranas, there are, guys, is this okay? I mean, you want me to go forward, I can go, or I can answer it also. If you want me to answer, just lift your hand. Yeah? No force. Okay, great. So here is the thing. When we read scriptures, there are internal reasons, there are external reasons. There are external reasons which most of the people know. Most of the world knows through TV serials or through little discussions here and there. But internal reasons are conveyed by great acharyas, like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. These great acharyas, they go into the internal aspects of the Leela and they tell us why it happened that way, right? Which a lot of people don't know. So Bhishma, external reasons, let's talk the external reasons. Like Pawan just told, one of the external reasons is Bhishma, he was loyal to the Kauravas. And because he was loyal to the king of the Kauravas, he could not go against the king. That is one of the reasons. Another reason is Namakhaya. Right? He was obliged for the kingdom. Right? That's another external reason. Another external reason is he took a pratigya. Bhishma pratigya. He told that anybody who sits on that throne, he will see his father in him. So he'll never go against his father. These are all external reasons. Now I'll tell you the internal reason. Internal is very simple. Whenever God appears here, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure everybody who watched B.R. Chopra Mahabharata can recite it. Can anyone try? Yada yada hi dharmasya jnanir bhavata bharatah abhyutthanamo dharmasya sambhavami yuge yuge. Right? He comes to remove adharma, establish dharma. Now, whenever he comes to establish such certain principles, he needs certain great characters also. He uses his own people. When you want to do something, will you go to a stranger or will you go to your own friends? Go to your own friends because they listen to you. Now, Bhishma is a great devotee. He's one of the 8 Vasus. So, Lord Krishna planned in such a way that nobody is more powerful than Bhishma on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Bhishma cannot be brought down. It's impossible. Even God himself, when he incarnated as Parashurama, who destroyed all the Kshatriyas like 20 times around the planet, he got defeated by Bhishma. How many know this? When there was a dispute with this, the Amba, and she went to Parashurama and asked for help. Parashurama said, you have to marry her. And Bhishma said, I cannot marry because I have taken a vow. And by the way, if you want to do war, I can. So the war happened and Parashurama was defeated, of course. He defeated to glorify Bhishma. Nobody can defeat God. But you can imagine, when Bhishma was on the battlefield, there was no question of Pandavas winning the war. Ultimately, they had to go and ask him only, how we can bring you down. Right? Some of you know, who have known Mahabharata. So here, Krishna wanted to establish a principle that if you are on the wrong side, please hear this sentence. If you are on the wrong side, no matter how strong you are, you will be defeated. Now, he wanted to establish this principle forever. Now, who is the best character to keep him on the wrong side and yet he will be brought down? Bhishma. So, Bhishma actually did a service which a lot of people don't know, that Bhishma also knew what he was doing is wrong, but he wanted to stand on the wrong side so he can prove to God that even though I am so strong and I am on the wrong side, when the right time comes, I will be defeated. So this was one of the principles established by Krishna. Did everyone understand this? And that is the reason Bhishma is so significant in the scriptures. Otherwise, people might say, what is a great deal Bhishma died on this day? No, Bhishma died. Bhishma passed away, but he was a great person. And by the way, after the war, all the Pandavas and Krishna, they all went back to the respective places. There was one person sitting, or rather, not sitting, sleeping with so many arrows on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and that was Bhishma. Everybody went back. People went back to Hastinapur, Krishna went back to Dwarka, everybody went. Just imagine, one person on the battlefield is just sleeping, waiting for the right time. And because he did such a great service, because Bhishma did such a great service to Krishna, Krishna reciprocated in the last minute by coming to Kurukshetra at the right time when he is going to leave the body. And as soon as Bhishma looked at him, there is a whole chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam where Bhishma speaks about Krishna and how much he loved. That is only known to devotees, people who study scriptures. A lot of people outside, they don't know. It's not covered in any TV serial. But anyways, so Bhishma, when he leaves his body, he looks at Yudhishthir and he says, can you tell me the names of this Lord? I want to hear more and more names of the Lord before I close my eyes, before the Uttarayana starts. And what is that name called? It is very famous. Vishnu Sahasrana. How many heard Vishnu Sahasrana? At least the word Vishnu Sahasrana. Sahasra means 1,000. 1,000 names of Vishnu. Who sang the Vishnu Sahasrana? Yudhishthir. When Bhishma asked Yudhishthir, can you please sing 1,000 names of this person who is standing in front of me? Then, looking at Krishna, he heard all the 1,000 names and he left his body. So that is the Vishnu Sahasranam that we normally sing. So it was also sung on Sankranti. So two significance of Sankranti so far. What did you learn? First one, sun goes to the north side. Second one, Vasima Bhishma. Third one, Vishnu Sahasranam. Right? One of the greatest, revelations. Yeah. Descent of Mother Ganga. Now, when did Ganga come to the planet Earth? It happened on Sankranti. That is the significance of Sankranti. There is a story. Click. There was this 100th Ashwamedha Yajna being done by a great king called Sagar. In that same Ikshvaku dynasty. Who comes in Ikshvaku dynasty very famous? Lord Ram. Rama comes, Ikshvaku Vamsham, he comes. So his great grandfather was King Sagara and he was doing Ashwamedha Yajna. So, in order to take the position of Indra, you need to do 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. Though he did not have any intention like that, he did 99 and Indra got insecure. Job insecurity is going on everywhere, right? So, he also was thinking, I'll be laid off now and Sagara will become Indra. So, what did he do? 100th Ashwamedha Yajna when it was done, when the horse was sent, Indra captured that horse and he took it and kept it beside a great Muni called Kapila Muni. Kapila Muni is the son of Devavati, right? One of the greatest, ladies spoken in Bhagavatam. What is her husband's name? Devavati? Kardama Muni and Devavati. It's a big story, I can't get into that right now. But their son, they wanted God to appear in their womb. So Kapila is actually one of the incarnations of Vishnu himself, is God himself. So he was doing meditation and during that time, this Indra, what he did, he took that horse and kept behind him. And Sagara, King Sagara was searching for the horse. So he had 60,000 sons. So he sent all the 60,000 sons across the planet saying, go search for the horse. Because there is a 100 sacrifice. They went and searched. They did not find the horse anywhere. Finally, they found where? In Kapila Muni's ashram. Kapila Muni's ashram, even right now, it is there in West Bengal. The exact place where this happened. It's in the south of West Bengal. It's a place called Ganga Sagar. How many have heard this word any time in your life? Ganga Sagar. How many have been there? Anybody who has been there? You have been there? Your name? Huh? Sarathi. Great. So it's an amazingly auspicious place. And I tell you, one of the most scenic places where Ganga and the ocean mixes. Right? On one side you see a different color water coming. This side you will see a different color water. They both will mix and that is a very beautiful place. You have to go by a boat and cross the island and everything. So that is the place Kapila Muni's ashram is there even now. And when he was meditating, the horse was kept behind. And because what did the 60,000 sons think? They thought Kapila Muni is the one who captured the horse. So they went and attacked Kapila Muni because he was in meditation. And as soon as he opened the eyes, the rays of sun were so strong that all the 60,000 suns were burnt to ashes. Right there, they were burnt to ashes. And then the news went to Sagar Maharaj, and Sagar Maharaj, oh my God, man, my 60,000 sons are gone. So he sent his grandson, his name is Anshuman. So he sent his grandson to go and find out what happened. When grandson came, he realized they did a big mistake. It is Kapila Muni. How can Kapila Muni take the horse? And without something wrong happened. So he went and he waited for Kapila Muni to finish his meditation. And then he went to him respectfully and asked, Sir, why did you kill all the 60,000 people? He said, I never killed. They came to kill me. I just opened my eyes and they all died. Then now final rites are something very, very important. In our tradition, final rites are one of the greatest sanskaras. So the final rites did not happen for the 60,000. And in those days, it's most valued thing. So then this Anshuman asked, how can we do the final rites? They're already burnt now. It should be done before they are burnt. So then Kapila Muni told, you have to call Mother Ganga from the Vaikuntha Lokas to this planet. If Mother Ganga washes their ashes, they will be cremated properly. So then Anshuman said, I'm going to call Mother Ganga. He did lot of tapasya. She did not come. He tried his best whole life he was doing tapasya. She did not come. Then his son, I think his name is Dilip. He also did tapasya for the whole life. Still also Mother Ganga did not come. And finally Dilip's son, can you click on that? I forgot his name. Bhagirath, yes. So Bhagirath came, he did the tapasya, and his message went till Mother Ganga. Now Mother Ganga, to come from spiritual world to the material world, there has to be a way. And that way was created by one incarnation of Vishnu. Does anyone know who? One incarnation of Vishnu created a small hole in the universe. Vamanadev. How many know Vamanadev? He kept one leg on the ground, one leg on the sky, and one leg on the third leg on Bali Maharaj's head. When he lifted it's a big pastime, I will not get into that. When he lifted the leg to the top, it went and made a hole in the material world's, intersection with the spiritual world. Right? It made a hole. So the hole was already ready. Now Mother Ganga has to come. She said, I know from where to come, but there is a problem. What is the problem? If I come now on the planet Earth will break into pieces. Because my force will be so much. So there has to be some great personality who has to come and stop the flow. And can anyone tell who was that person? Lord Shiva. Right? So Lord Shiva came forward and said, okay, because the water is coming from the feet of Lord Vishnu, he is my worshipable Lord, let it fall on my head. Because that is the right place. So the water fell on the head of Lord Shiva, and from there it came all the way down, and it came to Ganga Sagar. That is the point. Gangotri. From there it all the way came to Ganga Sagar. And Ganga Sagar, when the water came through the ashes, it went through the ashes of all the 60,000 sons, they got liberated. Right? So this is, can you click once? Yeah, go ahead, click once more. Same thing. So this is Ganga Sagar. Lack of light, you will not be able to see. This is the Kapila Muni ashram to the right side. The 3, it's a very small ashram. I'll tell you something, if you are going for tourism towards the West Bengal, this is the place you want to go. I went with my family, it's unbelievable. Actually, we go on yatras every year. Like 5,000 of us went at once, 5,000 of us. And there were like almost all the boats we had to book. And to go to the other island, it takes 1 hour. And to go to Ganga Sagar tip, it takes another hour on the island. It's a beautiful scenic thing. Thing is, in India, there are so many holy places we don't advertise. Right? In America, there are hardly 2, they put historic in the advertising. But we are so bad at advertising. But this is an amazing place to do. You all should visit. As you can see, on Sankranti day, entire West Bengal government is on panic state because so many people come to Ganga Sagar. And that is the day they believe whoever takes bath in that time, at that amalgamation of Ganga and the West Bay of Bengal, is the most auspicious time. Right? Okay, so what were the 4 important things about Sankranti we learned? Little revision. First one, sun going north. Second one, passing away of Bhishma. Third one, Vishnu Sahasranam. Fourth one, descent of Ganga. right? By Bhagiratha. Now another great incident that happened is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Varnam Tasha Krishnam Sango Pangasta Parshadam Yajna Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedasha. This is a beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam where it is being told exactly like Krishna, Krishna Varnam. Exactly like Krishna, one personality will come along with his friends and he will not be known as God, he will be like a devotee, he will go around and he will chant and dance. Right? And that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 500 years ago, when he appeared like a devotee in a place called Mayapur. That is also in West Bengal, it was north of West Bengal. So this is the day he took sannyas on Sankranti day. Why he took sannyas? God taking sannyas. Sannyas means what? He can't eat anything, everything. He will just eat fruits and whatever left is given. Very austerity to be a sannyasi. He took sannyas because nobody was taking him seriously when he was preaching. But sannyas ashram is very much renounced and it is honored in India. So he took sannyas and then he walked through the earth. It's a big leela in itself, but that is one of the important days that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas on the day of Sankranti. Now, special traditional events on Sankranti. Now, I will really ask for some of you to come and tell what do you cook on Sankranti? Something special. Pongal, yes. Huh? I couldn't hear that. Sakinalu. Sakinalu. Inka? Please చెప్పండి ఇంకేమేంటి Anybody else? Arishal. Yeah. So that's the beauty of our festivals. The beauty of our festivals is we make so many things for whose pleasure? We make all this for whose pleasure? Actually, it is not for our pleasure. It is for the pleasure of God. Right? So we offer it to God, and when God has it, everybody in the house will do that, right? On Sankranti day, you make it, but you don't start eating it. You immediately offer it to God, and that day you take it from God, and then you eat it. So what are you supposed to eat on Sankranti day? That which can be offered to God. Remember that one thing, right? That which can be offered to God, you should eat. Anything you want to eat, you should not eat on Sankranti day. That's not the right thing to do. For that matter, any day, but I'll say Sankranti day. Okay, click. So one of the dishes is, what is that? Sakkare Pongal. Yeah. So this is, this represents the union of Lakshmi and Narayan. So they make this because it's very, like creamy and it holds on. Lakshmi and Narayan, the way they are together, this is made so that we all families also will stay together like that. Click next. This is called sesame oil. Sesame oil is used on this day. Sesame seeds, right? They are used on this day. Even till is used on this day, especially on Sankranti. What is the significance of till? Anybody?
Energies.
Yeah, it's positive energy. And it has a big pastime of Lord Varahadev. When Lord Varahadev lifted the earth planet from Hiranyaksha, that time from the sweat of his body, till came. So that is the reason till is used on special festival days, especially Sankranti. Click. Yeah, this is another offering. Sesame rice, some of them make this also. I don't know who all has made what today, maybe some of you have made this. But on Sankranti day, it is very important that we use sesame and til. Click. And of course, the harvest day. For us, a festival means science. There is a lot of science behind it, why we do what we do. Right? So this is the day all the farmers will be waiting to sow the seeds. When they sow the seeds, the plants will really sprout out and it will be very healthy. It's not like you can go and... How many of you think farming is a very scientific work? None of you think it's scientific work? It's a big science. Let me tell you, if you lose your job here or anywhere, you go back to the land, you cannot grow anything. We are not capable. Our education has made us so, I don't know how to get there. But we don't know how to grow food also. But it's a big science in itself. What time of the season you should sow what? What time you should not sow what? Right? We all should be grateful on the day of Sankranti to all the farmers of the country, or for that matter the whole world, that because they are intelligent, we are getting food here through which our intelligence is working. Right? So it's a great festival for farmers, and for that matter for all of us, it's a great festival. Some of the activities, what other activity we do on Sankranti? Click. Huh? Do you do this? Gobbamlu, right? This is done. Why is it? I'll just read it out. Young girls are seen to put Gobbamlu round balls of cow dung that are decorated with vermilion, turmeric, and colored flowers. These are placed in the middle in the bright mugs in the front yard of the dwelling and are worshipped by the Navadhyayas, 9 types of grains, to welcome Lakshmi. Right? Actually, Gobar is not called Gobar, it's called Gobar. The right word is Gobar. What a cow gives, from behind, that Gobar is a savior for so many of us in so many diseases. And even Gomutra, everything, whatever cow is very, very nutritional, and it is celebrated on Sankranti. And it is kept in front. How many people know why they sprinkle cow dung in front of their houses? It's antibiotic. No insects will come. No insects will come into the house. Right? How many of you know why deer skin is kept when rishis do tapasya? Deer skin they keep and they sit on the day do tapasya. No snakes will come. No scorpions will come. No insects will come on the deer skin. There is a whole science why only deer skin was used. So in the same way, even cow dung is used for Sankranti and it is kept and decorated around the house. Now if you do in an apartment, will be removed from there, so don't even try. Because this is something that is done traditionally. Go forward. Yeah, and another is Gangireddu Atta. Right? Gangireddu Atta. You all know this, right? Bulls. Bulls are brought in front of the house and they dance. Why bulls are made to dance? Actually, they are not made to dance, they dance on this day. Because they are very happy that people are taking care of them. And why people are taking care of them? For agriculture. Bull, when it walks, it keeps urinating. Cow urinates only once in some time. Bull keeps urinating. I don't know how many of you have experience with bulls. They keep urinating little every few yards, so that the land is made fertile, right? And its cow dung also it throws there, right? And the pace at which it goes also helps the earth. So bull and earth are very, very, together they do a great work for agriculture. Now tractors have come and bulls are gone, and no wonder cancer hospitals are increasing. There is a big correlation between that. But the point is, bulls are celebrated. So on this day of Sankranti, everybody should go and do some go seva. You can go and worship a bull, because bulls are the reason why. Recently, some of you might know. I take care of some cows, and there are a lot of bulls at my place because they were bull children. I can't tell you can. I don't need them, but they come. But the problem is, bulls have to be engaged in agriculture. If you don't engage in agriculture, they'll fight with each other. So they started fighting with each other. I started getting calls in my room. This bull has broken its. This bull has gone on that bull on this bull. So I had to go and literally give some of them for agriculture. And now they are very happy. Farmers are also very happy. So we are trying to revive the culture of using bulls for agriculture. So bull, this thing is done. Gangireddu Atta. So I'm sure in front of your houses on Sankranti day, somebody will get a bull. Please don't give him 10 rupees, because for 10 rupees you don't even get a chocolate. Give some sizable money. It's good for you. Good for even the person who's taking care of bull. Something like 100, 200, 500, whatever you want, you can get a full month's salary, but give something sizable. Get rid of the 10 rupee note. Kites. Why do you think we fly kites? Kites is something. How many here have flown kites anytime? Come on, guys. नहीं किया क्या? पता नहीं. हम सभी लोगों ने किया है, right? We used to do so much, right? Even we had fights with our neighbors. How many had fights with their neighbors for kites? I'm not talking just vocal fights. Literally. Huh? Yes, we do all that. Yeah, we had so many, right? So many different kinds of fights. But why kites are flown? For two reasons. It represents an invitation to the sun who has come out. That we are telling the sun that Uttarayana has started, and we are inviting you. And second is the sun rays that come at the time of Uttarayana, the shift of the sun planet towards north, are very, very good for our health. So our ancestors made it a festival that everybody in the house, not only men, even women, everybody goes out and they fly kites. So that sun rays will touch our body and will not have any vitamin D problems or so many other problems. Right? So it's very important that day of Sankranti, you spend out in the sun. You spend out in the sun. At least for some time. Whole family can go out and do. Yeah. I think that's pretty much what I thought I'll share. Wish you all a happy Sankranti in advance. And if you all want to share anything, you can. Are you all okay with what I showed? Any disputes, litigations? Pawan, you want to add anything?
No, it's good, yeah. And one more bigger thing is Sankranti, we respect our parents because they've seen the world. They have given us this proud, we are just coming up, right? So harvesting is from that season, you have to grow.
Yeah.
Grow from inside and outside. So we respect our parents. So I don't know the culture here, I want you to call, at least in America, call them that day.
Yes.
So at least take time and then say thank you, because elderly people's blessings are everything else. They don't care anything. It's the love that falls from top to bottom. You can never love your dad that much that your dad loves you. So it's always down. Your children will never love that much like you love your children. So please show some interest and be humans here. That's what I would care. So please do that.
And for us, every festival is a history. There is a science also behind it, right? So that is the greatest thing about Sanatana Dharma or Vedas or whatever you call it. There is a lot of meaning. And tomorrow, I'm sure Pawan has a plan to send each one of you out of this office to some other country, I meant to say. When you go there and a foreigner comes there and asks, why are you celebrating this festival? Do you have any information of Sankranti now? Yeah, please, be vocal about it. People respect us when we respect ourselves, right? We should have respect for ourselves. And we will do similar, presentations for upcoming festivals. It will take 20-25 minutes. I would encourage not me here, but someone else doing it here. Because this is also part of your presentation skills. How you do what you do. Actually, Pawan, today morning when you called, I was making this presentation. I was thinking whether should I make a presentation or just talk. Never know. Why not make a small presentation, right? So it should become part of your way of life that whenever you meet a customer or even an internal meeting, make a presentation. That makes it all structured. Your thoughts are all fixed into place. And as sun is rising to the north, we are also going to tell that we are going to start some trainings for all of you. We have done some online trainings, but I don't know who were sleeping or woken up during that time, Corona, but we're going to restart that then. We're going to do some generic trainings on communication skills, presentation skills, and oral skills right here, on one of the evenings or the weekdays, and some specific skills for some identified leaders in the group. Because it's very important that we also identify who are the go-getters, the future of Lauren, right? The top 20 or top 30. It's always in the thought process of the HR. Not only HR, Pawan is also identifying that. And some special trainings will be given for them. And others can come into the top 20, top 30 according to your motivation, right? And you can also get trained up.
So this week, it's not top 20 this year or this quarter, we have picked it from this back.
Yes.
So don't think if somebody is in the training that we have identified as the top 20, we did a mixed bag this time.
Yeah.
So going forward, we will also do that. Though I forgot it, I told you, right? It's not top 20 because
Yes.
we have to give an opportunity for you guys to come there so we can train you. So,
Guys,
so it's not top 20.
The day we say, I'm good enough, that is the day of your decline. Always remember. Life should be like a fountain. A fountain always has pressure from the below, isn't it? The moment the pressure is down, the fountain is down. Our careers are also like that. Our skills are also like that. The day we say, I'm okay, we'll go down. And the whole world will go up. So we are conducting these trainings for you. And you have to have the motivation to come and say, I want to attend. If you sit there and say, I have something else going on, you are going to lose. How many of you believe that if you read a book, at least you'll learn one thing? At least one thing you'll learn, right? So we should get into that habit now. And we are never old to learn anything, right? If Prasanna Garu, you can see, he is still managing big programs. And I'm sure every program will learn something new. Is that right, sir? Every program is new. Every experience is new. In the same way, we all have to have the habit of learning. And I want to sit there next time and see a presentation here being done by any one of you, and I want to learn something out of it, right? We also learn. I did a lot of browsing, went to scriptures to come up with this. So the whole process made me learn something new today, right? In the same way, so I'll not take more time. Thank you very much. And we are celebrating Sankranti on the ground floor only, in the cafeteria area. In Naga will announce, and you can, whatever is the plan, you want to announce? Yeah? Now we can go? Okay. So we all can go have lunch, and I asked my wife to make something, just try it out if it's good. And please honor everybody else, and I congratulate everyone who has cooked today. I hope you have not experimented on others. Right.
So, and one last thing, right? Since it took 4 Janmas for Ganga to come down, whenever you see anything, just pray to it, guys. It doesn't harm you before you put your feet into it, right? If you believe all of this, you have to pray to it before your feet goes and touches Ganga.
Yeah.
So if you believe this, 4 people worked really hard to bring Ganga, and they could not. Only Bhagirath got it, right? So it's an auspicious thing to be here with us while we live. How many of you know? Maybe it can evaporate after 1,000 years. Our kids might not see it because of pollution and all. So you have to pray to it. You have to keep your feet by praying is what you have to realize, right? It's a big thing. Because who all tried? The first one who tried Ganga? I want to see how many of you go. Now, first one, Sagara. Next,
Anshuman,
Andhra. Third,
Dilip,
Anshuman. Maybe
Dilip.
And the fourth one, final one, fifth one is Bhagirath. So there's also a poem, right? We learn Sagara Mandra Tradi Anshuman Chakravarti Dilip. There's a Bardhaman.
Oh, really?
That poem is there.
See,
So
such great is our culture. Even in poems, everything was hidden,
Yeah.
and we have been singing it, but we may not know. But across the whole globe, the culture is same.
Sagara Mandra Tradi Chakravartila Anshuman Dilipudu Taravat Bhagirath. When they are praising the Bhartamata, right?
Yeah.
This poem was written.
Nice.
Basically. It's a beautiful poem.
Nice, great. Thank you for your audience. I'm grateful that you came from your work also and you have given some time. Thank you. Let's have a nice one. Thank you. I'll send the recording. You can show and you can also share with people you know. Not the recording, the knowledge. Right? So whatever you learned today, how many are going to tell this to your children? Anybody? Okay. Try to your neighbor children also. Let it spread. Let people know why they celebrate what they celebrate.